Good evening, TheoTrade. This is Corey Rosebloom, and you're watching the Theo Night video for September 18th, 2018. And we're talking range compressed stocks getting ready for a breakout. If you don't like planning a directional play or trying to play into a trending stock, but you like volatility, these stocks might be for you. Because we're talking about things that are currently compressed and getting ready, potentially, for a future breakout. That's the idea. The trade would come from playing the breakout from our trading ranges. And that's easily done with trend lines and rectangles, or as we're seeing here in Raymond James, which is RJF, a big triangle. And in fact, I was doing some scan work before the video, and this is the clearest, cleanest, I think most interesting triangle that we have. So just looking at this one, all we're looking to do is play a breakout from support down beneath 90 per share or above resistance, which is about 94 per share. And the first target always is going to be a prior swing high. In this case is about 97.50 or a prior swing low, roughly 88 per share or even as low as 85 per share. A big future swing trade, we're talking swing trade, breakout here could take us back above 100. And the way you could play this is just probably doing some type of vertical spread once the price breaks through either of these trend lines. We are not looking to play a directional bend, but are looking to play what we call a volatility expansion, or a movement from compression to expansion, or from range to trend. And this could last anywhere from a month, maybe to 2 months. So these are longer term plays that could be played either with stock or preferably with some type of spread vertical option activity. Now, how can you find these stocks if this is a scan idea that interests you? It's mainly an ADX or low average directional index scan criterion. So one way to do that, probably the easiest way I would recommend, is getting a watch list, taking a look within the S&P 500. You can also do the Nasdaq, S&P 100, or the Russell. I wouldn't do the Dow because it's just 30 stocks. You want a wider universe than that. From there, the default's going to be you can put in whatever tab you would like, but on this little wheel, on the Customize, I've just pulled in the ADX, which is your Average Directional Index Indicator, ADX. It's going to default to the daily chart. That's what we want, and length 14. We keep the defaults. We don't change those. We'll hit OK, and then we'll sort and filter. Sort and filter. High ADX is not what we're looking for today. We are looking to sort by, not alphabetical, but by lowest ADX. It's just a quick way for the computer to tell us that the stock is in range contraction, maybe getting ready for a breakout into the future, and that's what we would like to trade. Now, the worst compressed, the most compressed stock is Schwab. Notice that two little financial companies have showed up in our list. And so Charles Schwab has massive support levels at about 50 per share, just beneath it, and roughly 51.50. We'd be looking for a range breakout to the upside above 52 to about 52.50. To the downside, well, there's not much there. So that would allow for a downside sell play, maybe to the prior high at roughly 46 per share. That is again on a breakout. If you want to play the breakout, look for increased volume on a departure or a movement away from our magnet, or our, in this case, not a triangle, but a rectangle. So next up is AWK. Now it's a little bit different. It is compressed, but it is compressed into the 90 per share level. You can say this is forming a triangle, or a compression up against a ceiling of resistance. We would look to play bullishly on a break beyond 90. That plays up to about 92, or beneath, let's say 87, 87.50. That would play us down 86, maybe even 85. And that's the logic. So I won't necessarily walk through all the candidates, but that's the logic for this type of plan and this type of trading strategy that seeks out stocks that are compressed right now, that are in trading ranges where you can hand draw trend lines. Moving averages, we don't really use those in this strategy, so we can even take those off of the charts if you use moving averages. Mainly looking at price itself. And again, the thought process is that which is expanded now, right, up and down, will compress in the future, right here. That which is compressed right now will break out into the future. So that is the process there. And compression leads to expansion. Expansion leads to contraction. This is linear. And the way you can draw it in your own charts, again, keeping it simple, is play a short term, 1 week to 1 month, maybe a little bit beyond that, from a resistance break to a prior high or low. And with a triangle, you can see these sort of patterns play out. And then AIV, this is something, this is why we do scans. This is why we can't just look at the ADX chart and go and put trades on, because this is not going to fit what we're looking for. Because it is, yes, it is low volatility. Yes, it's in a trading range, but no, it is not necessarily flat, rectangle, or a triangle. And I wanted to bring this one up in the video because it is not going to fit our range expansion. It's currently in range expansion, and then range breakout. In other words, we're not looking for a breakout. This is just a rising parallel trend line channel, and we would want to turn our attention to other stocks. ZTS, JP Morgan would be another one that we continue to look at. It is forming a triangle. We can also take a look at these on hourly charts. There's the updated triangle and the daily chart triangle. Remember not to look at moving averages in a trading range. Just look at price levels and the break from them. Duke Realty. So this is going to be up into another triangle spot. So that might not be the best candidate to play for a breakout, but again, this is why we do stock scans. And this is the broader S&P. We could even scan the S&P 100 or other indices. AIG, finally a name we know about. And this is going to be a compression spot into a triangle. So that's going to play. You can also draw midpoints here and look to engage. Engage means to put on trades, verticals, spreads, or getting into any type of call or long stock position above, bear or put or short sold strategy beneath. And we'll finish with Goodyear Tire. Again, these things are best done on the daily chart without any type of indicator. And we're looking to play breakouts. What could be a little candidate? And what are we looking for essentially? Boeing is something we've been talking about in the chat. And it's this concept of a rectangle, broader daily chart rectangle. I'll zoom in. So the broader rectangle with Boeing, right? Low to high, high to low, low to high compression, and a recent triangle. So I've referred to this as a triangle in a rectangle, a compression in a compression, and we are looking to play breakouts. This is sort of hindsight now, but it's what the other candidates might give us on breakouts from their ranges. So above the high leads to an immediate swing to the prior high. If this would have broken to the downside under about 340 or 335, that could have played us down to 327, but it didn't. So that's just swing trade logic for the short term using currently compressed stocks for future breakouts. This is again a scan from the S&P with a low ADX scan. This is Corey Rosenblum bringing you our Theo Night video for September 18th, 2018. Be safe.